Hey kids, one more for the 31 days of horror. Uh, yeah, this one was listed as horror sci-fi. I mean, I'm looking right at the IMDb page, and I'm not quite sure, but it's a stretch, I think, to say it's a mad scientist movie. Uh, there's a scientist, but he's being held captive by a crazed uh, former U.S. military major uh, who wants to create an army of invisible men to take over the world. Uh, Even James Bond wouldn't touch this crazy little plot, but for some reason, I'm still not completely sure. I think he wants to use him as a guinea pig. He figures he's expendable, but uh, the major helps break out of prison uh, a convict uh, named Faust, Joey Faust, played by Douglas Kennedy. Uh, he's picked up by Laura Matson, who's played by Marguerite Chapman. The major is named Major Paul Krenner, played by James Griffith. The doctor, Yulof, is played by Ivan Trasoltz, some, something like that. Yeah, this is directed by Edgar G. Ulmer, who did one of my favorite horror films of all time, The Black Cat from 1934, starring Korolev and Lugosi. Very excellent movie. Uh, this is less of one. I chose this uh, partially because of how short it is. It's actually only 59 minutes long. Um, our friend Edgar was actually doing this back to back with another movie shot in Texas uh, called Beyond the Time Barrier. Uh, but yeah, the bottom line, they bring the escaped prisoner uh, to the home. Uh, yeah, well, basically, he's shown what the science is. He's introduced to the scientist, and they demonstrate on the guinea pig, an actual guinea pig. Uh, what ends up what we end up finding out that this treatment that makes you invisible actually has so much radiation it kills you. Basically, you will die eventually, and he is experimented on. He sort of takes over a little bit for a bit, and he and the woman go off and rob a bank. During the bank heist, he fluctuates from visible to invisible back again, and then completely visible. Uh, and this happens throughout the rest of the movie. And since the rest of the movie is maybe 15 minutes at this point, that's one of the problems I have this with the movie is it's too short. There's concepts and relationships and maybe even a little bit better character development that could have happened if they even had just 10 more minutes. Uh, this is one of the on one of my multi packs. I forgot to bring it into the room, but Yeah, let's just say it's horror because it's a sort of mad scientist movie, though, you know, at nice long glance, it is actually um, a science fiction thriller, but with that mad scientist element in it. Another side note, I noticed that even though there isn't any, you know, big monster makeup, so whatever, I'm not really sure what the makeup which was done in this movie, but it was done by Jack Pierce. So Edgar Ulmer, former Universal director with former Universal makeup artist. Well, that's something, I guess. Uh, it's an okay movie. It's just less than an hour. Uh, we'll go along with it being a horror movie. Well, until next time, stay safe. Always have a good time.